Welcome back, chooms. REDstreams is over and we finally learned about all of the new features which are going to be available in update 2.3 for Cyberpunk 2077, which is dropping tomorrow alongside the Mac version of the game. Do keep in mind that I will be going through all of the features including the patch notes, but the full review is gonna be coming out tomorrow once the update officially drops. So the theme of this update is about vehicles and photo mode, something we learned about yesterday. Do keep in mind they also do have some technical stuff which I will be going through, but when it comes to the update itself, this is primarily going to have features like the Autodrive, which does include the Delamain taxi service, new vehicles which are gonna be unlocked through quests themselves, additional crystal code customization, extra TwinTone paint jobs, and so on and so on. So let's go through the patch notes and see like the biggest features and changes we can expect. So the 4 new vehicles which are going to be added into the game, as I already said, will be acquired through side jobs. Now do keep in mind that, for example, Chevilon Negatus is going to be available to purchase on Autofixer, so you don't have to do a side quest for that. But for example, for Yaiba Semimaru, you will have to do and complete the Hunt and Beast in Me alongside additional side job which unlocks the Crystal Code feature for it. Lore-wise, Yaiba Semimaru is the first vehicle from Yaiba, and honestly it looks really cool. Now the Semimaru was also a part of the Cyberpunk comic book, and if you were actually reading that, on the back cover of the actual comic book you can see that vehicle already, so they have been teasing that previously. Now of course, when it comes to teasing stuff within other media, keep in mind that some of the things they are doing here, so the anime, the game, the comic books, whatever, all of those things are the part of the same universe, meaning that everything which does happen there is canonically happening, or well, most of it is canonically happening in the universe itself that CDPR created, and it's going to spill over into the sequel itself. Now that doesn't mean we're gonna be seeing all of the characters from comic books or stuff like that, which is not going to intersect, but lore-wise these things technically do happen within that world. The next vehicle is Rayfield Caliburn Mordred. Honestly looks very cool, very corpo if you ask me. Now to get this is going to be a reward from different side jobs. So to unlock it you have to complete the Beast in Me in the Badlands, the Beast in Me in Santo Domingo, Transmission, and Search and Destroy. And the third one is Yaiba Muramasa, which is the new bike in the game. Now to unlock this you have to basically purchase 1 Yaiba vehicle, purchase at least 3 vehicles through Autofixer, and complete reported crime You Play with Fire. If you fail the side job, the vehicle can later be purchased through Autofixer, so there is actually an option to fail that mission, but it's going to be available in any case. And alongside those vehicles they are introducing Autodrive. As they said here, this cutting-edge autonomous driving feature will take you to your chosen destination, job objective, or placed pin on the map. Keep in mind that this means that you have to be on the road so they can get the data, so they can basically send the vehicle and you can use that vehicle to transfer yourself to that location. Of course, it's very important to know that you cannot use Autodrive unless you are on the road itself, because that would probably break the game logic and AI in general, so they probably couldn't do it. So you have to go onto the road itself. Basically anywhere on the road where you can place the pin, technically this is going to be where that vehicle can take you. This also means that alongside of it you are getting this cinematic camera, which once you turn on in the Autodrive you can really admire the scenery of Night City. Something similar to, like, for example, GTA cinematic camera, which you can kind of turn on and off whenever you want, but in this case the vehicle itself will be driving on, so you can really immerse yourself into Night City in general. If you don't have the point selected, the Autodrive will just continuously drive through Night City, so there is not going to be an end destination. So if you want to basically look at your vehicle, just drive around Night City from any sort of cinematic camera, third person perspective from the vehicle itself and the first person from the vehicle, it's going to be really cool. And alongside it, they also added the Delamain cabs, which you can call up and they're going to take you to your destination. Keep in mind, for you to be able to use the Delamain services, you will have to finish the mission with Delamain. I'm not going to spoil anything, but if you already finished it, you know, it's going to be in your, it's going to be available for you right away. So it's gonna be taking you pretty much anywhere you want. You can just relax and, you know, have fun. Do keep in mind, one of the things they did say that from time to time, if you go into combat, the auto drive is going to stop. Now, I'm just saying, from the lore perspective, if you are in a Delamain cab and someone starts shooting at you, then technically, if you have the Excelsior package and so on and everything, the vehicle should be able to protect you. Now, I doubt that's going to be a feature within the game because they haven't talked about it. I will test it out, obviously, once it comes out, but it seems like for combat itself, the auto drive is just going to disengage and you're going to stop. Now, they also expanded the ray-filled crystal coat technology for most of the vehicles, like from partner brands and so on. Of course, some exceptions for vehicles are going to be like some of the Nomad vehicles, which already have, like, for example, some sort of twin-tone, you know, option available to it, or crystal coat in general. But most vehicles are gonna be, you know, having this technology, so it's something you can use right now. I know this is one of the things that a lot of people were kind of talking about, and you were able to sort of unlock all of that through mods, but it's good that they have the official implementation in, you know, the game itself, so it works a lot better. Which also means new liveries and stuff which you can apply on your vehicle. I believe they had like 200 combination or something, or like 160 different combinations you can sort of pull off on different vehicles, so there is definitely a lot when it comes to that. It's also funny that this is going to be a hacked version of that technology, as they said here. Additionally, the infamous hacker known as Cosmetic Troll exploited a vulnerability and created a cracked version of refilled crystal coat technology for lower end vehicles. So if you're gonna be driving lower end vehicles at the start of the game, this option is going to be available on some models. I also do like that they're going through it lore wise and they're actually introducing some of the stuff, you know, throughout the world itself, and just making things a lot more immersive. I mean, so far when it comes to auto drive, I'm gonna be definitely checking it out. It looks like a really cool feature. I just wonder one thing though. One of the problems that Cyberpunk has is that sometimes, because, well, auto drive and like everything else is going to follow the, you know, the laws of the road, sometimes vehicles in front of you might get stuck. So I do wonder how that is gonna be happening on, for example, like places where you have traffic stops, and if you have those things and the vehicle glitches, I think that's gonna be interesting to see within the game. I will be extensively testing this out, of course, once it drops tomorrow. When it comes to photo mode, they also expanded it a lot more, which means that they added 27 new NPCs that can be spawned in photo mode, including Rita Wheeler, the Cassell twins, Fixers, Dum Dum, Iguana, Brandon, and much more. And also you can now switch between alternative outfits for NPCs spawned in photo mode, so it just gives you a bit more customization to play around with. You can also now switch between these saved wardrobe outfits in photo mode, which is a really nice addition, to be honest, especially if you're not doing this through mods. And they added a confirmation pop-up when exiting photo mode to prevent accidental exits after setting up the perfect shot. Thank you so much. From time to time this was happening to me. I press a button, I press it 2 times, and then something happens, it exits the photo mode, and I have to repeat the whole scene and everything. So this is a really nice addition they have added. Now, they also added more customization options to the look at camera features, including an option for only the character's eyes to turn towards camera instead of their entire body. Again, something which was available prior with the mods, and it wasn't available officially through the game itself, so this has also been now added. They also improved the light in the actual scenes, so they, you know, kind of fixed how the light is going to bounce off certain things within the photo mode itself, which is going to make a lot of things feel more natural, and images are going to, well, look better when you have proper like color corrections, when you have a proper light on the side coming in and out. So those things are definitely a very nice addition. Now, they've also added multiple new stickers and frames, including the iconic quotes and stylish overlays that let you turn your screenshot into Night City postcards, perfect for sharing memories from the City of Dreams. So that's one of the things they also talked about within the REDstreams itself. They also improved the depth of field and moved it to the camera tab. I'm really like looking forward to seeing like how DOF is gonna be behaving now with this update. And they added a new color balance tab, allowing you to create your own custom filters. This is really nice because in most of the things, like for example, if you want to do some really like unique shots and you want to use like Photoshop and other stuff where you can do that color correction, well, now you're gonna be able to do it within the game itself, or well, within the actual photo mode. And as you can see here, they added the new time and weather tab. So that means that you can be setting what sort of weather you want, what sort of time you want your image to be. And this is really nice because it makes things a lot easier. You know, sometimes you're gonna be choosing different options, like for example, skipping time to choose like the best perfect moment where the light shines through a certain way so you can take that image. Luckily with this, that's going to change. They also added the frame forward, which advances through an unlimited number of frames to capture the perfect shot. This is also very nice thing to have. And also they added game speed, which allows in-game time to progress while in the photo mode. I think this is going to be really nice for some cinematic shots as well. I will be playing around with this to see how it's gonna be behaving for videos or anything which is outside of the photo itself. When it comes to different, more technical options, they have improved HDR settings. So if you're using HDR, if you have a really good monitor, if you set this up right, you're going to have a really nice, I think, image within the game itself. So this is a really nice addition for all of those like really high-end monitors which offer those sort of like changes, and basically like monitors which actually have full HDR, not some of like the, you know, broken up stuff which comes on cheaper monitors, but actually full on HDR itself. When it comes to frame generation, they have added support for FSR 3.1, which was highly requested, and they added the support for AMD FSR 4, but this is not going to be a part, or well, it's not going to be available tomorrow until AMD drops the actual like patch itself. So that's going to take some time. Do keep in mind, again, I will be extensively testing this to see how it looks, but CDPR has been working with AMD on this solution itself. They have also added the Intel XeSS 2.0 with XeSS frame generation. That's also something very viable. I mean, previously I've been using XeSS for some of the gameplay I was recording. Honestly, like within the game itself, XeSS was looking really sharp and really good, even compared to DLSS, and FSR was here and there. It wasn't all that best, but XeSS was behaving really well. So we'll see tomorrow how that's going to actually look. Now, when it comes to the Intel HDR10 Plus gaming support, that was also added within the update 2.3. When it comes to consoles, both Xbox and PlayStation, they have added a VRR, or well, they expanded upon it, which is the variable refresh rate, which means that basically it allows your monitor's refresh rate to dynamically adjust to match the frame rate of the content being displayed, well, within the games itself. So it should make for a bit of a, I think, more streamlined experience, to make some of the ghosting go away, to make some of that stuff which usually happens if like the refresh rate is not really following up with the actual frame rate of the game. So these things should be a bit better now. Now here they also said there's gonna be some more stuff within the game, so probably some of the secret hidden stuff which they keep adding from time to time. So if you're gonna be hunting for all of the new Easter eggs and stuff which is, you know, going to be like that really small niche stuff, I think that's going to be something worth checking out, because every single time they added something huge, like they added some mystery stuff, like for example continuation, or well, the closure of the FF06B5, you know, mystery which was going around everywhere. So these things usually tend to be a part of these sort of updates. Now, of course, there are some smaller things here and there when it comes to, like, for example, quests and so on, but all of those things I will talk about tomorrow once we actually get the update and I can actually, you know, properly test it out to see if everything works and, you know, if there's some things which might cause issues. Now, as far as some of the speculation which has been going on like yesterday when it comes to like New Game Plus and, for example, modding tools, etc, etc. I mean, I told you yesterday that tweets are just tweets, and unless it's, you know, officially confirmed, you cannot really say if it's happening or not happening. These things are usually just left for the speculation itself. Now, if the actual like New Game Plus, and it has been said before by Miles Tost, who's also a developer at CDPR who worked on Cyberpunk 2077, he did say that these things take a lot of time and they're very complex to do, especially for like a game like Cyberpunk 2077. So if you're not gonna be ever getting New Game Plus, one of the things which I'm definitely hoping that CDPR thinks about, and I will never stop talking about this, are modding tools, or well, full modding tools for Cyberpunk 2077. I think it's one of the best ways to like provide people with more content, and you can have a very vibrant modding community, create something really awesome and create bigger mods which are going to be a lot more complex because, well, you have tools which allow you to do that. And alongside of it, it also means the mods become available on consoles, and that's something they have been doing now with The Witcher 3. So The Witcher 3 mods are going to be coming to consoles through mod.io. They're going to be, you know, having all of that, so I see no reason whatsoever so it's not like included into Cyberpunk 2077, because the modding community for Cyberpunk 2077 is honestly a lot bigger than The Witcher 1. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I think it's amazing that we're getting all of these full modding tools and, you know, more support for consoles themselves, because it's really nice to have console players experience some of the mods and changes that people have been doing. Of course, the console mods are always going to be a lot more minimalistic on that sense, because they have to go through a certification process, they have to be reviewed. So, you know, PC is always going to be the best place to mod your games technically. But that's all for today. Again, let me know down below in the comments, what do you think about all of this? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Did you expect something else? I do hope that in the next updates, or well, you know, patches, they kind of go more into customization of like the body itself, maybe adding some new custom arms, if that's going to be a bit of a cheaper or, well, you know, less demanding solution than having like any bigger features like New Game Plus and so on. So I hope the next update is going to be focusing more on that, because I feel with this they pretty much covered everything when it comes to photo mode and when it comes to vehicles themselves. So now hopefully the other customization parts of V come into place. So stay tuned for the video tomorrow, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, and also check us out on Twitter and Discord. Huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters, and I will see you guys very soon tomorrow with a new video. Bye bye.